that this friend was there with us from Andhra. One day he was sharing his experience. He was teaching in Uti. And in Uti, on the slopey kind of thing, na, so नीचे fence है और वो barbed wire का fence है और उसके नीचे से थोड़ा जगह है. So he suddenly heard his son crying. So when he looked out, he found that his पूरा body कटा हुआ है. क्योंकि what this child was trying to do was to come running from top, and वो छोटा सा जो gap है, just before he reaches there, he will just lie down and slide through that. A whole body was cut. So उसको पूरा दवाई लगा दिया, and his father left him there because it is so cut that he didn't think that, he left him there. After a few minutes, he looked out and he found that this child is expert, really practiced it and he became an expert in that now. So fear and pain and all that really doesn't matter to a child. Every time what you see is that a child, if he can jump from here to here, he will increase it. Or he won't increase to this size. So every time they are overcoming their fear. Every time. So, so I think these are all that they can only do this when they are able to have freedom. They are able to have a real space to engage with it and develop it. Not otherwise. It's in the physical world, the real world, that learning can happen. It cannot happen in the classroom. Of course, it will happen in the classroom because the tendency of our body is to learn. We learn the teacher. That's what happens. Then we create what I call as teacher minds. A teacher mind is not capable of learning. It can only capable of processing somebody else's information. And you have to always give the right answer. The answer, you have to give a concluded answer because you do not have the ability to hold. These are entirely two different. So in 15 years, we learn not to learn because to believe. Because what ultimately happens is that you move from religious superstition to scientific superstition. Am I right? Everything is believed, that's it. You only replace the gods, that's all. Newton, Einstein is your new god. And if you say this is scientific, then you don't question it. Am I right? It's proved. Who proved it, when it was proved, doesn't matter. Now we started this journey almost 1.5 years ago, this group. When Ranjana took over as the school, she got this opportunity to run the school. She invited me. Of course, the school was running for 2 years prior to that. So already certain habits had set in, curriculum hai, kya bolte hai, teacher hai, prayer hai, all that, everything was there. So slowly we began to break that. And in the first June, last year, we started this experiment. We let children do what they feel like. So we really have to work on ourselves. To how do we remove the role of a teacher? You know, how do we become actually equal with children? Do we understand play, not how to teach them? Because again and again we are getting trapped into how to teach them in 5th standard, 5th standard and all that. We are refusing to understand why children play. The only question that we need to ask is why children play and what do they play? If we don't hold on to that question, then we are trying to find answers, again using play to do something else. Can we fundamentally understand why children play and what children play? Because you see, play is a universal aspect of every living being. Every child, dog, monkey, kitten, anything you take, all play. So play is universal, play is natural, and play is something that nature has created for a purpose, and we are denying play. This is what we are doing. We are thinking that play is not as important as learning. Am I right? We have differentiated this. We neither know play nor we know learning.
We normally believe that unless we give a cue to the child will not initiate anything on his own. And I think that is where that is the limiting factor in our thought process. Like when whatever they are experiencing in life, they try to make sense of that through their play and understand that and go to the next step. And that part is missing in today's life, that space for play, because something they're struggling with, we give them answers, we give them books, and experience is taken out of that. So maybe that whole thing of what is play and how we are looking at it in these videos also, whatever activities these children are doing, has this become a prescription for us that if they play with clay or with tire or create music like this, that is a solution to some problems? Or are we looking at it that children freely are trying to create something?
We must differentiate between child as a state of mind, and even play as a quality. What we are looking at, we think that this is play. But I think we must look at the quality of play. What I today do is that, because I am totally self-driven to what I am doing. I am not answerable to anybody. I am playing, I don't have to do all that to play. My play is this, that I am totally involved in what I am doing, I am totally autonomous. That is play for me. So we are confusing that unless we do this kind of thing, it's not play. I am talking about play as quality, child as a state of mind. What is happening in front of you is what you need to learn. It's what is getting learned. It's not a choice. When the children in slums of Bangalore are learning foreign languages, there is no choice in these things. Whatever is the environment, you learn that.
All these people who were doing teaching like this, that people should learn themselves, and teacher have 1 million questions which have to be answered. how are the things to actually teaching, working in institution where children are learning by themselves. It is very, very complex task. You have n number of questions, n number of issues. सारी रात सोचना पड़ता है कि कल को क्या करेंगे और कैसे करेंगे. अगर तो आपने आराम की जिंदगी गुजारनी है तो ऑर्डिनरी पढ़ाते रहो तो ऐसे ही मर जाओगे. अगर तुम्हें नई बात करनी है तो लिखने पढ़ने दो उनको खुद, और तुम ये पढ़ाने के बारे में सोचो, तुम सोचो कि इनकी थिंकिंग, इनकी लर्निंग, इनकी वो कैसे करना है. दैट इज द मेजर क्वेश्चन.
One small thing that I wish to say is that
you are spoiling our mind. Because in great understanding I came that why is important, why is important. Not only why of why and why. And that is how I came to your workshop. You are completely washing away. You say, no, what is important? That means everything we have to unlearn to understand what he is saying, what he is trying.
no, actually, no. The whole thing is that I am only looking at the child. I am not creating any kind of. I am seeing what the child is doing, and this is what should happen, because that is how nature has intended us to live. That's the only thing. Because this is nothing to do with any theory that I am creating. I am only looking at the child, intensely looking at the child, without any intention. Either not to start a school, not to stop a school, nothing. Then we are able to see, and then so what I was telling was that we have actually, it's like a trailer what we are showing. This 3-day basically is a trailer. We have so much to show and so much to explore that another time I'm just telling that if there is an intense interest, small groups can come together and so that of course you will have to because we are actually regretting to say that we were actually planned to show at least about 40-50. Everyone, they have spent time looking at it and all that, but I am not sure that we will be able to show all that, So at least 2-3 of their whatever they selected, we will show.
Great.
Yeah.
बुझाने के लिए आए थे और दिल में आग लग गई. पानी पी के आग लग गई.